up with the party fun and fill in all the available space. It is not necessary to form a single file line. You are traveling with the stroller. We have children and animals unloaded before you reach our stroller parking area.
Welcome, man. So really welcome aboard, everyone. Make sure you're sliding all the way over. The show's getting all the way over. It is Monday, which means let's go. Jumbo, everyone. Welcome aboard. My name is Zach. I'll be your Safari Tour Guide driver here on the reserve today. Before we enter the reserve, must remind everyone to remain fully safe with their hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. The lap sitting is totally fine, but you must remain in the same lap or seat you started in. Just make sure you're not moving around, standing up, or lifting up anyone in the air. If you have any loose articles or objects, hold on to them tightly so you don't lose anything on the reserve. If you do have to lose something, let us know. We'll do our best to get it back to you. Alright, we're starting a journey off here in the Little Aturi Forest Shop. There's several creatures using their natural camouflage, as well as the thicker vegetation and foliage of the forest to help blend in and avoid the sight of predators. Over here on the left-hand side there in the wire, you'll notice a large black and white bird known as a saddle stork. They get their name from the yellow saddle shape located atop the bills. Their stand up top can be upwards of 5 feet tall with wingspans upwards of 9 feet wide, about the same width as that canopy above your heads. Another one here on the left-hand side of the saddle stork there. And on the right-hand side, you'll notice some okapi there. Now, the okapi might look like they're related to the zebras, those fun party pants. It's actually not at all. They're closely related to the giraffes. You can tell based off the size and shape of their skulls. Left undiscovered by Westerners until 1901. Up until then, they were thought to be just a local myth. That's pretty awesome ears on those okapi. They can actually spin them around their head. It's almost 360 degrees around their head, still listening to the sounds of the forest. You can have any predators that might be lurking nearby. And now those saddleboat storks mate for life, so you typically see them in pairs, at least not too far apart from each other. Males have a darker black or brown colored eye compared to the brighter yellow of the females. Over here on the right hand side, you'll notice some bongos over here. I'm in the top of the hill here. As well as there are some greater kudu there as well. Now the bongos have the reddish copper tone skin to them. Both the male and female bongos have horns on them tilted backwards, helping them to move faster through the foliage, making minimal noise to avoid alerting predators that might be nearby. Now those other ones, again, the greater kudu, appear to be female. You can tell because they don't have any horns on. Only the males have horns, upwards of 4 to 6 feet long. Here on the left, just by the black rhino hanging up by that mud wall there on the left-hand side. A black rhino, much like horses when they run, can actually gallop, meaning sometimes all 4 of those feet are off the ground at once while they're running. They do like to wallow in the mud as well, using it as a natural form of sunscreen as well as to protect themselves against any pests or bugs that might be in their local areas. The black rhino are actually one of the smaller species of rhino on the planet, only weighing on average about 3,000 pounds or so. Unlike other species of rhino, they do not actually like to travel in herds. Hardly ever see more than one of them together in a single area. More of an isolated type animal, rather live alone than with a herd. We're on the edge of the forest still, now heading into the Safi River Valley, home to more aquatic and semi-aquatic life. So as we come around the corner, you want to keep your eyes down on the water. We're looking for shadows and bubbles that will help identify if there's any animals that might be lurking nearby. Alrighty, though I do see some large white birds out here coming on the right-hand side, known as pink-back pelican. Now, pink-back pelican will get their name for that pink color. Their backs will turn during mating season. Their back feathers will molt away, revealing their pink skin. They're known as colonial nesters, nesting in large colonies, sometimes upwards of 500 of them or more in a single colony. Some pretty large wingspans as well, about 7 to 9 feet wide, roughly the same width as that canopy above your heads as well. A lot of the animals who live here in the water rely on clean water habitats to remain healthy and safe. And protect them by joining the local beach and river cleanup projects to maintain healthy habitats for these animals, as well as any others that might be in your local areas. Also, how about water conservation efforts by limiting and being more effective with our water usage at home. Some of the easiest ways to do this is by shutting off that water faucet while brushing your teeth, taking shorter showers, and maximize the amount of items you throw into those dishwashers before we hit the start button. And then left-hand side is spot on Nile Hippo there by the island here. Nile hippo like to spend a lot of their time in the water to help regulate their body temps and actually hold their breath for several minutes at a time. Sometimes fall asleep underneath the water, coming up naturally in their sleep for air. Although they spend a lot of their time in the water, they're not known as aquatic animals, more so as semi-aquatic, again coming up out of the water for air and food. Actually really not great at swimming though. Jordan can weigh as much as a car, about 5,500 pounds, and using all of their body weight will sink themselves to the bottom, run or walk along the riverbeds instead. They are very territorial animals, so they find anything in their areas they don't like, and I really do mean anything. Chase, shove, or push down, make sure it does not return back into their areas. A group of hippo together is also known as a bloat of hippo together. It would appear that there's a bloat coming up here on the left-hand side. They're going to be hanging out by the waterfalls across the way there. Now, the hippos will sometimes vocalize as they wheeze nominatives above and below the water. Whenever they do this, typically the other hippos nearby will respond in kind. Another way of letting each other know where they are. Over on the left-hand side, you'll spot some Nile crocodile. You might just spot a Nile crocodile there in the water, rather. Nile crocodile are cold-blooded reptiles, making themselves on the sun during the colder days and months. Under and help regulate their bodies and have flat tails. They spin in a spiraling motion as well. Similar to that of a propeller on a boat engine, helping them move a little bit faster through the water. Now the Nile crocodile, when fully grown, can be upwards about 14 to 16 feet long. Some really good scaly armor there on the back of them as well. Leaving the relative safety of the forest behind, almost animals behind us are using camouflage to blend in and avoid the sight of predators. Actually, won't really work where we're heading, as we are now heading our way out to the savannah. Here on the savannah, the key to survival is greater numbers. You often find large herds of different species roaming together, upwards of 1 million or more in a single herd. Now, as we enter the savannah, we're going to do our best to see as many animals as we can. I cannot guarantee that we'll be able to see every single one of them, as it is their home. They're the ones that get to decide what they want to do and where they want to go. Here's the animal spotting guide right above your heads, attached to the roof to identify any animals that we might see today. If you have any cameras or phones you want to take photos or video, you recommend having an ounce and at the ready. If in action, sports, or live mode on those devices, I recommend putting them in that setting now as well. Help you guys get a little bit of better animal photos and videos, as we might not be able to stop for every single animal out here on the savannah, and just like our furry friends at home, they do get the zoomies that like to run around occasionally. It does sound like we might be having some animals a little bit close to the road here, so we're going to be driving a little bit slower so we don't startle the animals there. Might be holding for a little bit until those animals allow us to pass on. That tree here on the right hand side is actually a baobab tree. Also known as an upside down tree, as they do kind of look like they're planted upside down with all their roots up in the air. They are upside down with their roots straight up in there when they are like this. I actually have a third in them. That's the tree of life, as they actually have the ability to hold several thousand gallons of water at a time. And during times of drought, animals will puncture into them, accessing some of that water. The savannah is a very fragile ecosystem. The slightest change, movement, or destruction of just about anything can actually cause the entire ecosystem to collapse. So it is very important that we help to protect the savannah to keep these animals around for generations to come. right-hand side, you'll actually assume it's front of us. Will be on the right here in a few moments. Are some Hartman's mountain zebra. Now, Hartman's mountain zebra are one of only 3 species of zebra on the entire planet. You can tell them apart from other species of zebra because the black and white striped patches don't quite connect under their bellies. See the cute white underbelly. They also have a black muzzle and a very tiny fold of skin below their necks known as a dewlap. That dewlaps will contain blood vessels helping to regulate their blood flows and body temps at the hot summer days and months out of the year. That group of zebra together is actually known as a dazzle of a zebra. It actually comes from the most dazzling effect they have when they run in large herds. Thanks to the striped patterns on them, where they can't quite tell where one of them ends and the next one begins. A little bit further up there, you'll spot some large cattle. We're going to get a little bit closer to here in a few moments. Those are known as Collie cattle, though. They have a second name. That's the Watusi cattle, coming from the tribe that first domesticated them here in Africa. Over on the left, you'll spot some painted dogs here. Painted dogs actually belong to the canine family, so unlike your furry friends at home, they only have 4 through the morning and the evening hours, so they're around most of the day. One of the more successful hunters here in Africa, actually more successful than that of cheetahs or lions. Coming over here on the left-hand side, you'll spot some sable antelope there by the trees. Sable antelope in any fight or flight situation will always choose to fight and defend their home. They've been known to fight up against even lions on occasion. That's why we chose them to be the emblem of our reserve. It's because we're also willing to fight for and defend these animals no matter what the costs may be. Again, here on the left-hand side, those Collie cattle that we were just talking about a few moments ago. Also known again as the Watusi cattle. Now their horns can actually be upwards about 6 to 8 feet wide when measured from tip to tip. They might look heavy and actually fairly lightweight though, as thanks to the honeycomb-like structures that are found within them, containing blood vessels as well to help regulate their blood flows and body temps at the hot summer days and months of the year. Now here in Africa, the Collie cattle are not seen or used as a source of meat or dairy, as in other parts of the world. Rather, here in Africa, they're seen as a sign of wealth and prosperity. It's actually said that the more you have of them, the wealthier you are. Coming up ahead of us, they'll be on the left-hand side. You might be seeing them right now. They're hanging out along the brush line here. Some large antelope known as elands. Elands, both the male and female, have horns on them, as well as a large flap of skin under the necks known as a dewlap. So there's the same purpose as the zebras. Theirs are just a little bit more pronounced. Now the males actually have a little bit of a larger dewlap compared to the females. Almost about 2,000 to 3,000 pounds when fully grown. Almost entirely muscle as well. From a standstill, elands can jump upwards of 8 feet straight in the air. That doesn't mean they can jump almost as high as this truck is tall. The male elands will also decorate their horns with foliage, brush, vegetation, branches, sometimes even entire tree logs to help impress the mates. Again, they'll be on the left-hand side here in a moment. Looks like they're walking out from the bush line here on the left here in a moment. Coming over here on the right-hand side, there's a couple different animals, some Maasai giraffes and springbok, and some wildebeest as well. And again, on the left-hand side, there's the elands we were just talking about just a few moments ago. Now, springbok are those ones with that tiny little size of them. They have the same black and white coloration to them. They're one of the smaller species of antelope here on the savanna. Again, those wildebeest there as well. Is that Maasai giraffe? That is a baby Maasai giraffe. We can tell these giraffes are Maasai based off the shape of the collar sponges put across the body. Look like a bunch of jagged puzzle pieces put across them. One fully grown can reach heights upwards of 16 to 20 feet tall, where they get their name as a group known as a tower of giraffe together. Giraffes inborn can be upwards of 5 to 6 feet tall, though. Giraffes actually give birth standing up. So he's the very first thing that baby giraffe experiences probably gravity, taking about a 5-foot fall from the start. But don't worry, they're actually up and running within the first 15 to 30 minutes of their life. Wildebeest is an Afrikaans word meaning wild beasts. They are the second most densely populated land mammal on the planet, so them in a single herd. Springbok again. For a tan black and white coloration, the springbuck can run at speeds upwards of 55 miles per hour. While running at those high speeds, springbuck can actually jump upwards of 6 feet in the air, about 9 to 13 feet forward at the same time. The motion is actually called pronking. Typically do this whenever they feel generally excited or maybe threatened by an animal in their vicinity. Now, these giraffes have what is known as a prehensile tongue, meaning like a hand or a finger can easily grab onto a branch with the teeth and lips, rip the branch clean of all of its vegetation. When fully developed, the tongue can be upwards about 18 inches long on the giraffe. We'll see about 30 to 90 minutes throughout the entire day, but not all at once. Do short little cat naps, a couple seconds or minutes at a time. And usually standing up. You know, hardly ever really see a giraffe sit or lay down. For them to do this helps to feel very, very safe and comfortable in their environments, as they are very, very skittish animals. Now we are entering into elephant country here. Elephants like to reach up into the trees with their trunk stacks as food and vegetation. They can't quite get what they want or all of it. Knock the entire tree down using all of their body weight and tusks. The male elephants can be upwards of 13,000 pounds, while females can be upwards of 8,000 pounds or so. It's on average about a 5,000 pound difference between the two, making it a little bit easier to tell them apart from each other. Now, you might know of another word to describe elephant, that's the word pachyderm. A pachyderm is a Greek word meaning thick-skinned, as their skin can be upwards of an entire inch in thickness. Hello, elephant.
Un elefante? Sì.
Hello, elephant. Now, African elephant also has some pretty large ears. They'll flap back and forth. The simple flapping motion of theirs helps to pull their body sensates to the blood vessels scattered amongst them. Turns those ears essentially into gigantic radiators, something to radiate the body heat away from them, helping them to keep a little bit cooler during the hot summer days and months out of the year. As it is found in used in electronic devices, specifically the batteries. Those maintain a good charge within them. I can actually help other elephants by recycling old electronic devices, something that needs to mine for more and more content. Helping to again protect the habitat of the elephants as well as other animals might be in your local areas as well. As we go down the hill here, make another turn, we might be passing, well, it looks like we're passing through a red clay pit here. Elephants like to eat the red clay as it will contain minerals and vitamins necessary for their digestive health. And like humans will take their daily vitamins. It looks like there are some fresh toast marks out here on the right hand side. It's a pretty good sign that a herd has passed there recently. But then they might still be nearby. We might be able to catch up with it. Looks like we are in luck today. There's ahead of us, there's a large clearing as well as a watering hole a little bit further up here. Hopefully get some more views of some more elephants a little bit further up. Now, the elephants have actually been known to trample over farmlands as well, so protect the farmlands as well as the elephants. The Walt Disney Conservation Fund and local scientists here in Africa partner together. After research, they found the elephants don't like bees, so beehive boxes and bee fences protect the farmlands. And through testing, they actually found it had an 80% effectiveness of the mere sight or sound of those bees alone keep the elephants away from areas for several years at a time. We just passed off what is known as a family herd of elephants. There's two different types of herds, a family and a bachelor herd. Looks like there's a baby elephant here on the left-hand side swimming in the water here as well. Like it might be mom and baby swimming around just having fun trying to cool off there. Based off the size of the elephant, looks about 1 to 2 years old though. They're still quite young on average. It's been about 13 years close by. So they get a lot bigger and become a little bit more explorative on around the savannah. Here on the left is found a flamboyance here of greater flamingo. And flamboyance is actually what we call a group of flamingos together. They get their pink colorations from a protein called beta carotene found in the brine shrimp. All those other crustaceans and algae that will eat. When hatched, are usually more of a whitish gray color. They actually won't really start developing their pink colorations until they're almost a year old or so. The lighter species of flamingo on the planet. That's because of their size. They're actually one of the largest species of flamingo on the planet. Large size actually results in a lower concentration of the beta-carotene proteins around their bodies, causing the lesser coloration. Now we are entering a different part of the savanna here. It's going to have a little more, never fully retracted like other big cats. I was going to really grip into the ground. Get a nice bit of traction, then you get those higher speeds. On the left-hand side, just found a large rock formation here known as a Kobe rock formation. Predators like to hang around these tall rocks, climbing up all the way up to the tippy top sometimes to get some better views. Look around the savanna for any prey might be nearby. Turn around here on the right-hand side, just spot some ostriches here in just a moment. Ostriches are one of the fastest animals on two legs, running at speeds upwards of 40 miles per hour. To balance themselves out while they run at those high speeds. It's kind of another view of this white rhino off the distance. It looks like they just popped back behind the brush though. For the white rhino, when fully grown, it can be upwards of about 6,000 pounds and run at speeds upwards of 35 miles per hour as well. Predators especially love these rocks during the winter months and days, and because these rocks are really great at absorbing a lot of heat and energy from the sun, helping to reflect back onto the animals laying across it, giving them warmer during the hot summer days and months of the year, or during the cold winter months and days of the year. Again, here on the left-hand side, you'll spot some warthogs here. Warthogs, you might know of a famous one or two, with the name of Pumbaa. They're called the warthog Pumbaa, though. They might feel a little embarrassed because Pumbaa in Swahili actually means foolish. Some really smart animals using their tusks to get those burrows you saw there lower on the ground to bank themselves into when they go to sleep with their tusks pointed outwards. Help protect themselves against any animals or predators might be lurking nearby while they're sleeping. One of the largest species of burrowing animal on the planet. Warthogs can run at speeds upwards of 34 miles per hour, with some surprising amounts of stamina as well. Come up here on the right hand side, looks like there's going to be some large eggs here on the ground. Those look to be ostrich eggs based off the size of them. Now, ostrich eggs are some of the largest eggs on the planet, weighing on average about 3 pounds per egg. That is roughly equivalent to about 2 to 3 dozen chicken eggs per one of those ostrich eggs. We're entering into the Magadi Glen Forest here, where our reserve warden has taken up her post. Actually, they're really close to it. They're basically on the reserve. We're just going to have to keep an eye on all animals, make sure that they all remain safe and protected. Recently, she adopted a small herd of Nigerian dwarf goats. They are a form of dairy goats offering food, shelter, and veterinary services. We can protect these goats, harvest the milk from them, keep it for ourselves, or sell it at the local farmers market. It's a great way how we show we can coexist with and help protect our local wildlife. I'm realizing these goats look fairly small and cute, but you are 100% correct. Actually, fully grown, they won't make it a whole lot bigger than they currently are. I hope you all had a great time on the reserve today. Hopefully you got to see all the animals you want to, and if not, you can always come back. No two safaris are the same after all. Really never know who or what you're going to see out there on the reserve. I do want to congratulate you all for taking your first step in conservation. That's simply by being willing to come out here, see and learn about the animals that are on the reserve. The next step is a challenge of living on. Let's go out there and learn more about these and other amazing animals around the world at your local libraries and on the internet. Share this information with your friends and family to share our love and appreciation for the wildlife. Also reach out to your local representatives and elected officials to remind them we care about the animals. We'd like to see more initiatives to protect wildlife around the world. If you feel so inclined, you can buy a lot of animals directly by donating to the Disney Conservation Fund at any of the shops here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. By doing so, you help protect all the animals on the reserve as well as others around the world. Disney will match every single donation for every dollar and cent that is donated. The closest place to make a donation will be the Boot Boss, the marketplace off in the Round Bay Village area. By donating $1 or more, you will collect a cool badge you can keep for yourself. It's an awesome souvenir as well. So any wilderness explorers on board today on the truck Simba 1. That's Simba like the line, 1 like the number. Again, Simba 1. So when you disembark the truck, don't forget to find that wilderness explorer cheap leader up the hill. Tell them what truck you're on to manage to move on to our next great adventure. As our adventure does wrap up here though, take this out and look around. Make sure you gather up all of your personal belongings. So don't leave anything behind when you disembark the truck. My friends here in Africa, we'd like to say goodbye as far too final and far too sad. We'd like to say Kwaherini. Now friends, Kwaherini is a Swahili word meaning to go well. So Kwaherini everyone. For those Wills Explorers, you guys are on the truck Semba 1. You'll be looking for someone about halfway up the hill there. Might be a little bit further up there, hanging out by the entrance to Gorilla Falls Trail. Wearing a green costume with an orange sash bag. Again, you're on the truck Semba 1 there. For anyone who's looking to check out the Gorilla Falls Trail, I do have to let you guys know they are currently closed for inclement weather. Hopefully they'll reopen later today though.